Should the drinking age be lowered from 21 to a younger age? People ages 12 to 20 consume about 11% of the alcohol in the United States. Although the youth drinks less often than adults may do, when they do end up drinking, they end up drinking more. And that is because young people consume more than 90% of their alcohol by binge drinking. And binge drinking is pretty much consuming multiple drinks on an occasion at once between a 30-minute, 20 minutes to an hour span. And binge drinking can be done via games or just drinking multiple drinks and under that time span. Drinking alcohol and binge drinking become more prevalent as younger people get older. After some research, I'm going to explain the question: should the drinking age be lowered from 21 to a younger age? And I'm going to talk about why shouldn't the drinking age be lowered from 21? Is the drinking age is drinking in general dangerous for the youth? And why should the drinking age be lowered from 21? First, why shouldn't the drinking age be lowered? Well, some say teens have not reached the point in their life where they can properly handle alcohol responsibly, and therefore they are more likely to harm themselves or others when drinking if they can't handle it. But can't this be argued though? Can't adults be the same too? I'm pretty sure there might be some adults out there that still can't handle the alcohol or don't drink as often, and when they do drink, they may not be able to handle it. And adults also can binge drink as well. And if they do drink, they still run the risk of harming themselves or others as well, right? No matter what way, it sounds the same. Now, why shouldn't the drinking age be lowered from 21? Lowering it will irresponsibly allow a greater portion of the population to drink alcohol in bars, nightclubs, and also pretty much not any safe environments. And what I think about this, bars and nightclubs could just only let the 21 and up crowd in. But at a business standpoint, if the age was theoretically lowered, that's a whole new crowd, and that whole new crowd is customers, and those customers equal money, and more money equals more things they can do for the club and the bars and whatever. So I get why that opening it up could be good. But one thing that bars and nightclubs have in common is assault and battery accidents. They are one of the tragic elements of a night on the town. And when alcohol is introduced into social situations, tempers and arguments do have a chance to flare. And according to Procon, neighborhoods with higher densities of bars, nightclubs, and other alcohol selling locations suffer more frequent assaults and other violent crimes. So it makes sense to keep that age at 21 to limit that possible new crowd of that coming into these bars and nightclubs and possibly running through these crimes that could be happening. And I'm pretty sure you don't want your 18-year-old kid going out to get a drink at a bar and then you come home to find out that he was drunk and he got beaten, or he could end up getting beaten to death. And also, the CDC states that when they raised the age to 21 back in the day, states that increased the legal drinking age to 21 saw a 16% median decline in motor vehicle crashes. And if they lowered that age today, we don't know if that number will stay the same. We do have more cars on the road, more teens are driving, our population is probably expanded from back then, and we don't know if these will increase, decrease, or double. But is underage drinking dangerous? Well, underage drinking can include a multitude of things: unintentional death and injury associated with driving or engaging in other risky tasks after drinking, like homicides, violence, suicide attempts, sexual assaults, risky sexual behavior, vandalism, and property damage to public areas, to homes, and to uh, restaurants, bars, and clubs. And the list can go on. Over time, too much alcohol can damage the brain cells, and this can lead to behavioral problems and lasting damage to memory and just thinking and judgment. Drinking also creates a higher risk for depression, anxiety, and low self esteem, which is very common with the youth already. There's already there's already things that we have counselors for, like in high schools, so they can come and talk to them, so they don't have a student that may end up harming themselves or harm others. And according to Medline Plus, research shows that young people's brains keep developing well into their 20s. Alcohol can alter this development, potentially affecting both brain structure function, and this may cause cognitive or learning problems and make the brain more prone to alcohol dependence, especially at risk when people start drinking at a young age and start to drink heavily. And another statistic from the National Institute of Health: in 2011 alone, 188,000 people under the age of 21 visited an emergency room for alcohol related injuries. And based on data from around